What is going on, everyone? We're back again with another video. In today's video, obviously we can see the MLB All-Star ballot is currently live. So you go to mlb.com/vote and you get to see that bracket. We can pull it up right here, and this is the bracket. So I'm gonna be showing you guys who I would be voting for in this whole thing. You obviously get up to 5 submissions every day or something like that until June 27th when it ends. So pretty cool overall. All right, so let's go through this. I'm gonna give my picks. You guys can judge me in the comment section down below if you guys like them or you think I'm wrong. I think I'm gonna be averaging pretty much all the categories out. In my opinion, that's kind of how I've been doing this. I think for me, my first pick has got to be Josh Naylor. I mean, this line is absolutely insane, by the way. With 16 home runs, 44 RBIs, and the OPS is pretty solid overall. He's got the most RBIs and home runs, I'm pretty sure, of anyone as a first baseman. So that's going to be my vote. Absolutely killing it with the Cleveland Guardians right now. Let's take a look at the National League. We can obviously go on the other side right here, see the guys that have been absolutely killing it. And you guys, I should probably know, if you guys are new, I'm a Cubs fan, so if I pick a Cub, that's another factor into it. I won't be doing that. Usually choose the best statistically player pretty much. And I think looking at this, you got to look at a guy like Bryce Harper with this stat line. That's absolutely insane for Bryce Harper right there. 44 RBIs, 14 home runs, 270, pretty similar to Josh Naylor as well. So I'm going to be voting those two players for my first baseman. Harper as a first baseman seems pretty crazy to think about nowadays. Let's go to the next category. We obviously got second baseman right here. And there's, once again, a lot of good second basemen, I think. A lot of the guys that are performing and a lot of guys that are performing, as we can take a look right here down the stats. In my opinion, it's weird because the guys on the Orioles, they have Jorge Mateo as a second baseman when there's been multiple players that have been playing second base. So you can look at that factor. I think when you guys look at this totally, there's a decent amount of second basemen. I gotta look at a guy like a Jose Altuve because the average. You look at a guy like Jimenez with those RBIs and average. But I think Semion's also been having a really good season down here. 263, 10 home runs, 33 RBIs, and that OPS. So I think I'm gonna choose Marcus Semien. I do really think he's still the best. I know Gibbons is definitely up there. He's definitely a solid player. Definitely have very similar stats. But I'm gonna pick Semien over him. I just think he's the better player on that side. And then we take a look at the NL right here. Obviously, there's probably a lot more good second basemen, I think, on the NL, just with a lot of guys with Luis Arias and, obviously Albies right here. But I think my pick, now I obviously like a lot of the guys on this list, to be honest. But I think I gotta go with Ketel Marte. He's been absolutely killing the ball with the hitting streak he's been on. He's got a lot of RBIs, good home runs. I would say Luis Arias has definitely probably been the best second baseman. He's probably going to be the best second baseman throughout the whole season, just because the amount of hits he gets and how insane of a player he is. He also missed some games with the whole trade that happened. But I think I got to go Ketel Marte. The hitting streak he was on earlier in the season, a 20-game hitting streak, was absolutely insane from him. So got to go Ketel Marte off the board right there. One of my favorite players on that Diamondback squad. So now we go over to the third baseman right here. A lot of good third basemen across the league right now. Obviously, it's funny looking at Royce Lewis's stat line just because he's had 3 games, but he's been absolutely insane if you think about it. So I know probably a lot of people are going to choose Royce Lewis over the next couple of days, but yeah, he's definitely a solid player. Definitely need to see more games out of him, though. He's not going to be my pick for right now. But yeah, he's definitely a solid player. I think you guys look at Emmet Toro on the A's, really underrated season right now, playing really phenomenal over there. Westberg also has had a great, season over here with the Orioles. You got to look at a guy like Luis Rengifo with that average, which is absolutely insane with the 329. It's looking pretty solid. Padres is once again another third baseman. A lot of good third baseman over here. For me, it's got to be Jordan Westberg, though, with the Orioles. Absolutely insane season he's having with that team. And even defensively, he's been great. We've seen him be great defensively throughout this team. But let's go over the third baseman for the National League. A lot of good players we have over here throughout this NL. Like Christopher Morel has an absolutely insane season with these RBIs and his home runs and stuff. He's been really solid for the Cubs. But I think this one's going to be pretty obvious for me. It's got to be Alex Bohm. Absolutely having an insane season with the average, with 50 RBIs, the most I think in the league right now. Philly has just been having a phenomenal season, so he's got to be my pick for sure over there. Going over the shortstop category, let's go back to the AL right now. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of decent shortstops, I think, right now. A lot of guys struggling at the plate. I think we can take a look at a guy like Bobby Witt Jr. with the insane extension. He's having a really good season right now. I think a guy like Corey Seager, Volpe, they're doing okay. If you look at a guy like Matt McShuman, I think that's how you pronounce his name, for the Oakland A's, having a pretty solid season. Pena's once again back on his grind, which I like to see. He's having a really good season. You can put Gunnar Henderson, a lot of good position players that we do have. But for me, I think it's got to be Bobby Witt Jr., probably the best shortstop. I think he should be, if we're looking at shortstops, probably the best one in this category throughout this season, at least in the AL, definitely having a really good season over there. Now we look at the NL, a lot of good shortstops over here as well. When even Mookie Betts is considered a shortstop, which is insane. Onel Cruz, Ella De La Cruz, a lot of good players in general over here. But I think for me, you got to look at Mason Wynn, one of the new players. You got to look at Trey Turner. But I think for me, it's got to be between CJ Abrams or Willie Adames. I think these guys have definitely proven themselves. I think I'm gonna take Willie Adames here. I think he's, having a really good statistical season. It is last year of his contract too, so he's also got to find a new home if he doesn't want to sign with the Brew Crew again. But yeah, he's just having an absolutely insane season over there, so I got to pick him on that side. Going over the catcher spot now, we've got a lot of good catchers in this league. Not a lot of good hitting catchers, I would say, but a lot of good catchers in general. I think if we want to look at a guy that's having a really good comeback this season, I got to put Adley Rutschman on that list. I got to put Salvador Perez on that list, having a really good comeback season compared to last year. So like I pitched, Ryan Jefferson's been pretty solid this season, as well as Jansen having a pretty good average season. But for me, by far, it's got to be between Adley, Perez. I think I'm gonna go Perez this season. He's overall statistically a little bit better than Rutschman, and for me, I'd love to see him be another All-Star in my opinion. So we're gonna choose him on that side. Next, we go to the NL for catchers. We talk about this all the time with the hitting catchers and who's the best. It's pretty clear, I feel like, in the NL. It's definitely between Will Smith and William Contreras. Like, it's very obvious who it's with on this side. And for me, I want to go with William Contreras. He's been absolutely insane for that Brew Crew squad. So I'm definitely going to put him on that category. Now we go to the outfielders. We got a lot of outfielders to choose from, right? We got a ton of outfielders to choose from on this side. So I'm gonna kind of go through this because it's a little harder to go through all the outfielders, and I'll be back in just a quick second. All right, so this is who I'm gonna go with in the outfield. I've just got Aaron Judge, Kyle Tucker, and Juan Soto. I think these are just consistently the best players. I mean, Judge had an insane May. I mean, it's unbelievable that May he's having. Or he's already got 20 home runs on the season, which I think is the most in the league right now. Kyle Tucker's been absolutely phenomenal ever since he got in the league. I definitely have him on my team, and then Juan Soto's been absolutely insane for the Yankees. So he's been really good. I like to say Jackson Profar is having a great season for the Padres for sure. So I'm gonna put him on that list. Even Teoscar Hernandez, I think underrated player right here, having a really good season with the Dodgers. Really good RBIs, good average. And then I'm gonna put Cody Bellinger. I gotta put Cody Bellinger, having a pretty good bounce back season. Did get injured a little bit, but he's having a really good statistical season, I think, in my opinion. So definitely gonna put him on the list. Next we got the DH, which this is pretty obvious, I think. Looking at all the players and stuff. For me, I think you look at the AL, I think we look at a couple of these DHs right here. I think the best statistical DH has got to be Daniel Fry from the Cleveland Guardians, who I'm going to go with right here. Really been solid. A lot of good players to choose from on the NL side, though, with Marcell Ozuna having probably the best statistical career of his whole career. Ohtani's going to get a lot of votes, so I imagine Ohtani's going to win this one. But for me personally, because take a look to scroll down, I think for me personally, like a guy like Mike Tauchman has been really good for the Cubs in this season. Jesse Winker, got really good guy for the Nationals. Jock Peterson's been a really good guy. A lot of solid players on this list, but I got to go Marcell Ozuna right there. Absolutely phenomenal player. These are my picks for the MLB All-Star Game. What do you guys think about this one with some of the players I have? I do have a couple of Phillies on this team. I got a lot of Cleveland. I got a lot of AL Central picks. Just because that division is insanely good. I got no AL West picks. Yeah, I'll be honest. They are struggling over there on that side. No AL West picks. We take a look at the NL. Like I said, Phillies. I obviously got Ketel Marte, really big fan. Got a couple Brew Crew on here. Got pretty much all the divisions and stuff. So these are my picks. What do you guys think about these in the comment section below? You can feel free to roast me anytime you want. But this is what I got moving forward. But if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.